Hi there, my name's Owen. I'm a digital AD over at Publicis London. Just about to head over to the conference, but I thought before I went, it'd be good to just have a run through of a couple of trends that I think we can expect at this year's conference. So the first trend that I think we can see is data. Now it's something that I know is a very broad phrase that we're looking at there, but I think there's a couple of key aspects to it. Firstly, I think mobile has kind of increased in penetration over the last few years, and as a result we're getting a lot more data around people's movements and physical behaviours outside the home. Where are they going? What are they doing? How long are they spending in places? It's all data we can leverage to segment consumers for better targeting. On the other side of that, I think we've then got inside the home, and by that I kind of mean the Internet of Things. This is a topic of making everything smarter in homes, from fridges, dishwashers, clocks, doorbells, that I've seen or has been going on for a couple of years. Over at IFA in Berlin last year, I got a first chance to look at a lot of these products that are being made. Companies like Nest and Hive have been in the market a little while and making pre-existing products smarter, but I think we're now, as I saw last year, a lot of companies are making physical products that already have that technology inside them and actually made for that purpose. So I think that's going to start to be a trend for what can be actually bought by consumers over the next few years. But what does that really mean? That just means there's a lot of data available on how people are behaving inside the home, and actually what sort of behavioural patterns that we can discern from that in purchasing behaviour in particular. The second part of data that I think that should be a big one, as it often is programmatic. I think in particular with the Internet of Things, it's then almost, we've potentially got all this data at our fingertips. Actually, how can we use it? And in particular, how can we automate it, and how can we leverage it in our media buys that we're doing through trading desks and programmatically. Outside of that, I think there'll also be a lot more discussions on programmatic buying models. So I think TV is a topic that's going to come up. People talking about how we can actually move towards more of a programmatic model for an audience buy for television. Consequently of that, you'll then have a look at changes in things like the waterfall model that's been around for a while, as that's being forced to change a little bit. But yes, there's a few things going on with programmatic that I think are quite key. So the second topic that I think will be big, I think, is reality. Now, by that I mean kind of augmented reality and virtual reality, AR and VR. I think with AR, it's just something that's just would be talked about a little bit more, as I think it's kind of not got that far over the last few years. Companies like Orasmo and Blipper have kind of chugged along with sort of a few activations, and they're kind of nice to have pieces, but they've never really taken off in the eyes of consumers as we hoped it would. But then on the flip side, you have Pokemon Go that's come along and globally kind of upskilled the generation in what augmented reality is and kind of how it works. You've seen all these people that have been amazed by something that's actually been around for a long time, but they've just not really been made aware of it. That said, I wouldn't expect it to then take off completely, as it's just they've been using it in the game, and it's not forced them to then engage with that sort of activity outside of it. On the flip side, however, I think VR will be a much bigger topic. I think it's a much more developing industry and sector. It's something that we've seen. Obviously, Facebook has been quite active with Oculus this year, and a few companies are being bought up. But ultimately, I think it's that marketing is actually now starting to get involved with it. And we're seeing it a lot more in executions, generally from an experiential perspective. So it's smaller executions that are being providing more immersive experiences. And I think, where does that go? So I think at the moment its penetration is quite small, but there's two factors that I think are growing that. Firstly, I think Google have just brought down the price of their more affordable product that's not just cardboard. That I think will help give consumers an access point if they do want to purchase it. But on the flip side, I think the big one that could be coming will be Xbox. And actually, as reportedly in their next gen console, they're ditching Kinect for a VR headset, which I think will be really, really keen actually getting that into people's homes. When in particular you consider that over half the time consoles like this, an Xbox, aren't actually used for gaming, and actually they're used for other experiences, browsing, watching films, etc. There's a lot more of an opportunity to actually get into people's homes and actually communicate with them in a much more immersive way. So I think AR and VR are set to be quite big areas of discussion. And the final topic that I think will be quite big will be startups. Now I've got a whole hall dedicated this year, so I think there's going to be a whole host of people. It's difficult to comment ahead of time on what ones are going to be great because there's not much known about them because they are startups. But obviously publishers have got divisions like Next Tech Now and things like that that are looking at working with startups globally, and actually will be really, really useful in helping identify the best ones for us to try and interact with consumers for our clients for. So yes, there are three areas that I think will be huge. I think data, both in and out the home, and actually how we use it programmatically in particular. Reality, so less so augmented reality, but a lot more virtual reality, and what that's going to do from a more immersive side. And finally, I think then startups, and I think new opportunities and innovation that we can provide in marketing experiences. So that's just my few thoughts about what's coming up. Do send in your own thoughts and stuff, but hopefully we'll catch up soon with what's actually going on the ground. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.